Hey y'all, it's Tanya. I've got a new project today. This I made for my y'all been following me. Some of y'all have on my tall and skinny journal. So I made this little uh, pocket deal for this journal to put on the front cover because I had done something on the back, inside back cover. So on this one, I wanted something kind of large on this one too, and I left this open in the back so that I can tuck a big journaling card or something back behind there. Now, I'm calling this my louvered pocket. Somebody may have already done this. I don't know. I just happened to see some louvered doors the other day, and I thought, oh my goodness, I didn't even know people still use those or not. I knew that a while back you used to use them for, they used them for closet doors and things like that. So, but anyway, I got to thinking, well, shoot, that would make good pockets, because you'd have a ton of them. So that's what I did on this one. Now this is for my tall and skinny, so it's a little bit different size. But then I thought, well, I'd like to do one for my regular size journals, which are 8.5 by 5.5. So this would fit on a page like this, and then you could leave this open for a pocket, or you could leave it both sides open, just glue it on the top and the bottom, and you could use it kind of like a belly band. So now this is what I'm talking about. It looks louvered. Let me show you what it looks like. See? So it gives you that louvered look, like louvered doors or louvered shutters or whatever. So anyway, I'm not going to lie either. This one's going to take a little bit of measuring. So if you don't like to measure, then you're probably not going to want to do this project. That's all I'm going to say. Because it does take a little bit of measuring. Matter of fact, I wrote down my measurements because I needed them too. All right, so the first thing you do is you're going to figure out how you want your louvers. If you want them like on this tall and skinny, I did the frame solid and then did the louvers I did in a pattern paper. And then on this other one, this one, I did just the opposite. I put the louvers. So, and I don't really know which one I like best. I like them both. So, it just, whatever you want it to look like. So, I think on this next one I'm going to do it basically the same way I did this one, I think. And on this one too, I did the tags. I used my punch board, my folder, the one that makes the little folder tabs, and that's how I made those. Okay. Now on this other one I made, on this one, I did the tags like this. I just did them tag shaped, So you can do them. You can do those any way you want to do them, and you don't even have to do this if you don't want to. You could just, round the corners or whatever. So it doesn't matter. It's your preference, whatever you want to do with it, or whatever look that you like. But this is the board that I use for those. So now what I'm gonna do, I think it's the same. I think I'm gonna make one exactly like this. Because I have another journal coming up pretty soon that I'm going to do. And it's going to have pretty much these colors, I believe. Okay, so I'm going to use this. Now, the first thing you want to do is, well, this is the measurements that I used. You can measure it and do it whatever size you want to, but I'm just going to give you the measurements for what I did. And the measurements that I'm using for this one was 4.5 by 8.5, because I wanted 8.5, which is the size, you know, the size of my journal pages, and then I want it 4.5 because I don't want it the whole 5.5, you know, because I don't want it to be down in the spine here. I don't like putting pressure on the spine. So this way it gives me a little room, you know, on either side of that. So, and then it makes your pockets to where you can have about well, this I think was a 2.25, yeah, 2.25 inch tag to go in there. And then it's the length of each tag is going to, you know, go down by the size of the pocket there. So that's what we're going to do. Now, so I'm going to cut mine at 4.5 by 8. No, did I say 4? Yeah, 4.5 by 8.5. So that's what we're going to do first. Okay, now I want my 4.5 this way because this paper runs a particular, the pattern runs a certain way. So, okay, we're going to do 4.5, and then 8.5. I had to get my big mama out today to cut my 12 by 12 paper, because I'm just using cardstock, and it's not even a very thick cardstock. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to do, because I back it with something, and you can do it a different way too, and I'll show you how you can do that too if you would prefer to do it that way. Okay, now that you've got this cut out, what you need to do, and this is where the measuring is going to come up into play. Where is there's my ruler. Okay. What you're going to do now, I like the size of this 1-inch strip. You don't have to do 1 inch. You could do it 3/4. You could do it 1/2, whatever. But I like the size of this because it gives it a good weight compared to this, because I do want these 1 inch. If not, you'd have like a zillion of them, and I don't want that. So I made mine 1 inch. So what you're going to do is, now you could, if you wanted to, you could just cut 1-inch strips, okay, and then piece your frame together if you don't want to do it like this, okay. And because you could miter your corners, whatever you want to do, but I decided I was going to do mine like this. So I'm going to take my ruler, and then I know that on my ruler, I use a Tim Holtz ruler, and on my ruler I know this line right here, from here to here, is 1 inch, okay. So I'm going to place this black line, line it up with the edge of my paper here, and then I'm just going to make a mark. Well, first of all, y'all, I'm going to turn this over, because this is going to be the back. I can see it better for one thing, and for another, I don't want pencil marks on the front. So let me just halt and do that right quick. Okay, so then I'm going to do my 1-inch mark like that. Okay, and then I'm going to do the other side. I'm going to do the same thing, my 1-inch mark. Okay, and then I'm going to come down here and I'm going to do a 1-inch mark. I hope I'm not getting my head in the frame. Okay, 1 inch there, and then okay, 1 inch there. All right, now that's all you have to do. And now after you do this, you're going to want to cut this out. You can use the little, you know, cut from corner to corner, and then take your scissors and just cut out around it if you want to. I don't want to do that because I want to try to save this paper here. So I'm going to use a craft knife to do mine. Let's see. A little cutting board here. It's about to get warped. Wrong side. Okay, so I'm just going to do it like this. Sometimes I end up messing up on this, y'all, so we're going to hope I don't this time. Because it's hard to see my lines. Okay, there. See, I went just a little bit inside that line. But that's okay. That's okay. It's not gonna, you're not gonna be able to tell that anyway. Okay. So, how you guys doing today? I'm doing good. We finally got the rain stopped over here, which I'm not complaining. We really needed it bad. So I am not complaining. Okay, I'm gonna have to get those corners a little better there, but I can't see, and I didn't want to cut too much past those. So got that and that and that. There we go. Okay, and then let's see. I'll take my scissors and just cut this one. On the line there. Oops. I got so much paper, I don't know why I'm trying to save some, but I just love that paper, it's pretty. Okay, so now we have our frame. Okay, so there we go. Now, I will tell you that if you are using a thicker paper than this and you don't necessarily want to have to back it, then you can do this a different way than what I'm going to do it. And I'm going to show you that in a minute. Let me just snip that. I've still got a corner that's bugging me. Okay. Now, you can just, if you wanted to, you can just turn this over and you could lay your strips like this, okay? And then you could glue it down, whatever. You could just go around the edges and glue it and down to your page, and hey, you're done. But mine needs a little bit, you know, this scrapbook paper is a little too flimsy for me, for my liking. So what I'm going to do, and I kind of like it too in a way, because it saves me in case I'm not just perfectly straight on laying my strips down either. Because then when I get through laying my strips here, then I can just place this, see, where I want it and get it pretty straight, pretty even. So that's what I'm going to do with mine. So I'm just going to show you how I do it. But you can definitely do it this way if you want to. All you're going to do is glue your strips on each side, on each end, and then lay them down. Okay, so let's see. What I'm going to do, since this is 1 inch wide, I'm going to make these 3/4 inches. I'm going to do the same thing I did to make the frame, but I'm going to use my 3/4 inch mark instead of my 1 inch mark. I'm going to line that up and do that. Okay, and then do it this way because it is easier for me being right-handed. Okay. then like this. Now, as you can tell on my other one, you know, sometimes I don't get things perfectly straight, but it's okay. Once it gets put together, it still looks good. So, I don't worry. I don't stress about those things, y'all. This is a junk journal. I'm going to do my craft in my way, and if it comes out good, hey. If it's a little bit, that's what makes it handmade. If you buy it in a store and it's factory made, then hey, it may be perfect. But I've seen a lot of factory made stuff that wasn't perfect either. So we're not gonna stress about it. Okay, 3/4 inches there. Well, you know what I did? Dodo bird. I didn't cut it the size I needed. Yeah, so there's that. Let's see. It's gotta be, let's see, I think it's already, I believe, let me see. It's already the length I need it. Yeah. So, yeah, perfect. Okay, so actually I just need it to be 4.5 on the width. So sorry, y'all. Y'all probably going, oh, what a dummy. Okay, so let's do three-quarters. All right, there we go. All right, now what you're going to do next is put that piece aside for a second, and then we're going to cut our strips. So we know that our strips need to be a little bit longer than this, and I'm just going to show you this. I already know what my measurement's going to be, but in case you're working with a different size or whatever, I'm just going to make sure I have enough, at least 1/4 inch to glue, you know, to get them down. So this one, on mine, they're going to need to be 3.5, okay? So you want to cut your strips 3.5 inches wide, and then I want mine to be 1 inch wide, 3.5 inches long then, and or well, wide in this case, and then 1 inch long. Okay, so that's what we're going to do, and you're going to need 10 of them if you make the size I'm making. So let me see. All right. I don't know. Let's see. I'm going to do, I think I'm going to do the same thing I did with this one and just use the straight out light pink color. So, let's see, is this, that one feels thicker than these that I used. So, let's see. Yeah, that'll look really good with it. So, okay, so I'm going to make my strips 3.5 by 1 inch. So, first of all, well, that little one's not going to do the trick. Ugh. So let's get my barrel, my big mama out. Okay, so we want 3, let's see what I say, 3.5. Make sure that's, yeah, that's what I got written down. So 3.5 inches. And I don't know, oops. Okay, that didn't want to cut all the way through. So 3.5 inches. And I can't remember. Let's see. This is, what did I say? 11. So I'm gonna need 10. So yeah, I can get all of them out of this one. Okay, so then I'm just gonna go through here and chop, chop, chop. 1 inch there, and then ooh, my stomach's growling, y'all. I don't know why my stomach growls all the time and I'm not hungry. I don't know why it does that. Okay, probably easier to do this on my little one because I can line it up better, seems like. Okay. Inch. This is why some of them get a little off too, because, you know, I can't totally line this up perfect sometimes. Like that. Okay, that's, I can't handle that. I can't handle it, y'all. Let's do this one. Let's see, how many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we need 2 more. So here we go. Up. Oh my goodness, I let it move. So let's try that again. Okay, there we go. Alrighty, make sure I got 10. If not, I'll have, y'all, what did I do? Okay, I'm sure y'all probably saw what I did, but I don't know what I did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, for some reason, I did something with that one. I think I turned it the wrong way when I goofed a while ago. So, let's do another 3.5 and 1 inch. Well, I've said before in my videos, if you want to know how not to do something, then watch me. So, that's what we're doing today. Oh my goodness. Do an extra one there just in case I screw up again or something. Okay. Alright, now what I did on mine, if you don't want to ink or don't like inking, then you can skip this step. And I wished I could skip it, and I wished I knew how to edit, or because I would just race it through there right quick for y'all, but I can't. So I haven't figured all that out yet. So we're gonna just do it as fast as we can. And if I figure it out, then I will cut this out of the video, but I don't know if that's gonna happen. I need to get one of my little nephews over here. They're all tech savvy about doing things. And one of them actually plays the drums in a band, and so he does a lot of sound equipment, and they know how to do all that stuff. He actually works for a equipment sounding place too that hooks up all that kind of equipment for folks. So, y'all, I'm telling you what, that rain was about to get me down. I don't know, I like the sun when the sun's shining. I know we need rain, and it takes rain for everything to grow and not become a desert. But all I want to do when it's raining is sleep. That's all I want to do. Care nothing about. It just makes me sleepy too. I'll sit there and yawn all day when it's raining. Okay, so we've got those done. Now, another thing I'm going to ink right quick is my frame. Once you get the strips laid down, you can't do this edge of the frame, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. We can do the outside later when we get through. But this side, like I said, if we don't do it now, when you lay your strips down, it's too late. Which you don't even have to do this. This is just my preference. I love the inked look. I can't talk today either. I hope y'all can hear me okay. I noticed on some of my videos, you know, it was kind of soft and it sounded like I was mumbling, which I do have a tendency to get lower when I'm doing things and I'm concentrating. That's just me. But I still wasn't that low, I don't think, so I don't know why I'm having trouble with the sound. But okay, so this is what we're going to do. So we can fit that. It's going to fit down over that when we get through with laying our little strips. Man, I'm telling you what, this corner just did not want to cooperate with me. I guess I need to file it with a file. Okay, so what we're going to do next is, now on this first one, it's going to be a little bit different because you're going to want it to be, you know, there's going to be no pocket there. So you can actually glue this one all the way around, except for, well, yeah, actually you wouldn't even have to have that either. I didn't glue this before, but, you know, anyway. So what you're going to do is you're going to want to come up about, let's see, I did not write this down, so, which I should have. I should have done it and I didn't. Okay, so I would say about an 1/8. Well, on this top one, let's see, we may want about 1/4 of an inch. So let's do this. I got 1/4 of an inch, so I want to lay it about right there. Okay, so we're going to glue it right there. And it does, on the sides, it doesn't matter how even you get the sides, y'all, because you're not going to see those. They're going to be covered up. I try to get them even, but it doesn't matter. It's not like it's the end of the world if you don't. So now all I do is put glue on the edges. Now on this one, because it's going to be up at the top, it's going to be underneath the frame. So you're not going to need this to be a pocket. So I'm going to just do it like this and lay it down on my little marks there. And that's just to try to get it as straight as you can, you know. Like I said, it's not going to, even if you get off a little bit, it's not going to matter in the long run. Okay, so now we want to start laying our pockets. So on these, what I do is I'm going to come up and mark. And like I said, you do not have to do this. This is me. Just trying to be particular. And I can't remember if I did an 1/8 of an inch or 1/4 of an inch. I think I did about, well, Yeah, let's do an 1/8, y'all, because I think that's what I did. I'm not sure now. I guess I should have wrote it down too. But about right there, okay? That's where we're going to lay our next one. So, glue on the sides. And we're going to lay it down. It's just going to overlap the one up above it just a little bit. Okay, there we go. Now, this one, let's see. I don't like doing it this way because I can't see my 1/8 mark. Let's see if this shows better this way. Yes, it does. May actually want a little bit more than an 1/8, but there we go. Okay. It's a little bit time consuming to make these, but y'all, I love it. I think it's so cute. I got that one a little bit up too far. There we go. Okay. See, mine already looks like it's kind of running crooked, but we not gonna worry about it. Oops, let me do this. Apparently it's not helping me to do this, but, yeah. Okay, wrong side. Okay, and there. Okay. Let's see. I don't know why I'm getting this crooked, y'all. I probably would have been when I was doing it without you guys. I wasn't even measuring these. That's probably what's messed me up. I'm trying to measure. I did better when I wasn't measuring. But that's okay. Yeah, I didn't measure this one. Let's see if I get it straighter. You can kind of tell anyway because you're going to have like just, you know, so much distance between those. And since I measured, look, I'll probably run out of room and won't have as many as I did, or as I needed, or as I cut out. Okay. Okay. Then one more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, I did. I ended up one short, y'all, because I measured. And see, that does not matter either. It just means that's one less pocket you got, but hey, there's plenty of them on here, so. That one looks like I cut it a little bit short too. Okay. This is why I like to put mine down on a backing sheet, y'all, because then look, even if it's crooked, you can sit here and finagle it around until you get it where you want it. and glue it down, and it won't matter because you can cut all that excess off on the sides. So there we go. That's how it's going to look, like that. Now, oops, I forgot, y'all, on this very last one, you're just going to put a little bit, which it doesn't really matter about that actually, because when you glue this to it, this is going to have glue on it. It's not going to go down any further than that anyway. So that doesn't really matter. So, okay, then that's it. Then all you got to do now, you guys, is you know what? That one looks a little... You know what? It'd probably be better not to try to save that paper and just cut it like you want to cut it, because, yeah. I do good when I'm not on camera. But when I'm on camera, I can't seem to get my stuff together. Okay, there we go. Now, what I like to do when I place mine, this is upside down, is get it right side up too. That would be a good thing to do. And, but anyway, what I was going to say is I like to leave a little more of this showing than the top, because the top is not going to matter where you're starting there. So, okay. Alright, y'all, that's what we're going to do. Then you just take your little glue. Whichever glue you're using, you can use a glue stick or whatever. For this, I wanted to use my my art glitter glue. Because, I don't know, I just sometimes feel like it's a little stronger for... And this is, while it's thin scrapbook paper, it's still a little heavier than what I usually use for my digitals and stuff. So, fussy cuts and all that good stuff. You don't even really have to do... I mean, you could just put it along the edges if you want to, but I know mine's going to be off a little bit. So, I just want to make sure that glue gets everywhere. Okay. And then I'm going to take it and let's see. Put it on there about as straight as I can get it. Let's see. There we go. Okay. Now, see how I didn't worry about this. I just worried about getting this straight as I could, because now you can cut all that excess off. You don't have to worry about that. So, I'm going to do this. Okay. There you go. Oh, excuse me. I have a hard time not hitting that camera thing, holder, stand, whatever you want to call it. Okay. Trim around this. This is why I like to put mine on a backing sheet too, because if you don't do that and you do get a little off, it's hard to correct it if you're gluing it directly to the back of the frame, which you can do that. Like I said, it's no big deal, especially if you can measure and do things more evenly than I can. But yeah, Okay, and so there you go. Now, all I did for the tags, y'all, excuse me, my allergies, I'm sorry. Oh, get a little sip there. Maybe that will help, I don't know. But, anyway, so all you have to do, really, when you do your tags, and this is what I did, it was just easier for me. Actually, you could use this. Your tags, though, I've been cutting mine at, 2 1/4. Oops. But I got this one a little close, so I don't know. I might want to do 2 1/8. You don't want it to, get too close there. I'm telling you, every time I do one, y'all, it's different. So that's why I say you're just gonna have to measure it and get it how you want it. But the easiest thing to do on this is to cut a piece of cardstock, the length of your frame. And then what I did was I just started out, stuck it in the first pocket, and then I took a pencil mark because I don't want mine to be even with the pocket, so you can't get it out. So, and I went about halfway. This is where I wanted it, when I stick. Well, actually, I want it to overlap this one. So, let's see. Is that right? How did I do that? Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm having a brain freeze, or I would say the other word, but it's not real nice. See, I like them to overlap a little bit up here, yeah. So you want it to be, where's my small one? Yeah, so it's going to overlap the one above it. So that's what you're going to want to do. Go up above it a little bit and then just put your little mark there. And then, let's see. For that one, and then for this one, you're going to go up. Well, maybe I should do it because I don't remember. This, I don't know why this is confusing me so bad, y'all. Okay, that tag's going to be there. And it's going to overlap. Okay. Where's the one I used a while ago to do? And I can tell you exactly what I did. What did I do with it? I don't know what I did with it. Okay, this is just great. I thought I had my ducks in a row, you guys, before starting the video, but obviously I did not. I don't know what I did with it. There it is. Okay, see, this is what I did. Yeah. And so then you just go to the next one, the next one, the next one. That first one is what's throwing me off, because it almost looks like you're going above 2, but you're not. Because, So anyway, that's how I did it. But this first one's going to it's probably going to throw you off a little bit. But you go up past that next pocket and do that. And then you're going to go to the very next strip and do that for each one. So, but you can see how this one's already turning out different because my measurements are a little different. They're going to be a little different than they were on this one. So, anyway, so that's what you're going to do. And what I did too, after I got through doing this, there, 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 and there, and then I want it to come up a little bit here on that one. Okay, and then what I did, y'all, is I just took my ruler and measured it. Like, this is going to be 1 3/4. So I just put 1 3/4 out beside it. And I went up to the next one, did the same thing. I'm going to go up a little bit because it's not on an even. Well, if you want to do 16ths, I do not. So that's why. Alright, and then that's 2 1/2. Okay. And then the next one is 3 1/4. Then the next one is 4 1/8. Wow, that's a weird one. 4 1/8. And then this one is 4 5/8. Wait. No, 4 7/8. I knew that didn't sound right. Okay. So 4 7/8. And then the next one would be 5 3/4. Because it's going to depend on, like I said, how you lay your strips. You know, mine, they're never going to be, well, you don't never say never, because there's, like I said, there's people that are a lot more perfect than I am at doing this kind of stuff. So, but mine are never perfect. Okay, this is going to be 6 5/8. And then this one is going to be 7 1/8. 7 1/8. So there you go. And then these, like I said, this one ended up, and I don't know how, because I measured it and pretty much tried to cut it the same, but see, look, even that looks wider. Y'all, gracious, I'm telling you, I don't know how I do things. I really don't know. But anyway, so mine, this one's going to probably be 2 1/8, where these were 2 1/4. Yeah. Yeah, actually this one I did cut 2 1/8 on this one. Don't know why. Probably mismeasured. I measured wrong. So there you go. And I'm not going to cut all the tags up right now, but that's how you do it. And let's see, we can cut one, I guess. I don't even know what I'm going to make the tags out of on this one. Let's see, what was the back of this paper? It should coordinate since it's on the back side of that. Oh yeah, that would work. Cut my tags out of this. And hopefully I have enough of it. Let's see, I've got another little sheet here. So that will work. Yep, and I don't know how wide this one is. Yeah, that would work too. Make sure I got this turned up side right. Okay. So, let's try this. I didn't look at the time, y'all. I don't know how long I've kept y'all already. Okay, so this one is 2 1/4. So, I need it to be 2 1/8. Is what I believe I said, yes. So, there we go. I'll have that one. This one, I'm trying to make sure they're turned up side right. 2 1/8. And it's hard measuring the eighths on this thing too, because it's not marked eighths, it's only marked for quarters. For quarters. Okay. But this can be one of the small ones. It would work for that. Okay, well, actually this size. You know, that wouldn't look too bad though, if you wanted to use the same paper. That wouldn't look bad at all since you've got these solids, those solid things. And this is not going to do it because so sorry, y'all. I don't usually try to use this big thing, but sometimes you have to when you're using 12 or 12 paper. Okay, let's see. What did I say on this one? It's going to be different. It's going to be 2 1/8. So oh yeah, we'll have plenty of paper for these, I believe. I only need 3 strips, I think. Well, no, I may need 4. I hope I have enough then. We'll see. We shall see. Let's try not to mess up because, you know, goodness knows. And I was just fixing to because I totally had it at the wrong measurement there. Okay, there's not going to be enough of that to even matter. So, let's see what we can do here. Alright, on the first one, that one's going to be small anyway. Okay, now I'm confused if I had... Oh goodness, make sure this is the one that I had measured for this. Yeah, it is. Okay. So the first one's going to be 1 3/4. So let's see. 1 3/4. It's going to be a little tiny baby. Little tiny baby, y'all. Like that. Or like this. Goodness, y'all, I think I like this side better. I believe I do. I believe I do. I think that's what I'm going to do. Okay, and then the next one is 2 1/2. So, let's see. Two and a half. Okay. And then the next one is going to be 3 1/4. Let's see, where are all my little strips? Oh, here they are. Okay, 3 1/4. Okay. So we're gonna do that. Once you see, you can't hardly tell the definition between the two, or the 3 that I've got in there so far. But when you ink them and all that stuff and round the corners or whatever you're going to do, however you're going to make yours, then you'll be able to tell. Okay, so that was the third one. So the fourth one is 4 1/8. Let's see. 4 1/8. Okay, and then we want to do 4 7/8. 4 7/8. Okay, that's too little. And then 5 3/4. 5 3/4. We'll go there. Okay, and then 6 5/8. Well, I can't tell where. I hate this board because it's well, let's hope we have enough, y'all. 7 1/8. Let's do the top one first. Uh-oh. I didn't know if I'm gonna have enough of that. And what I say? Let's see. Let's just see if this one will fit in there. Don't know if it will or not. Yeah, it does, but it's still a little short. But oh well, y'all. I'll do something to fix that. We can mat it at the bottom, put something on the something. We'll fix it. So, okay. But anyway, so that's how you do it, y'all. That's how you make it. And then, like I said, you just want to take your little, and you can do the tab. You can use this for the tab punch and make those the little rounded ones like I did on this one. That's what I did with that. And then I just cut little strips and put words on there, stamp words on there. And yeah, so that's what I did with that one. And then on this one, I just cut it, like I said, into tag shapes. And I haven't backed these yet. That's why they're still a little flimsy, because I haven't backed them yet. But I plan on doing that. So then that's all you have to do, you guys. That's how you make it. I just thought it was something different, something really cute. So that's what I did. But anyway. Alright, guys. I hope you enjoyed this little louvered pocket. And if y'all make you some, let me know. I'd really like to hear from y'all and to know if y'all made some too, and if you like them, and all that good stuff. So anyway, I will see y'all in the next video, and if you have not liked or subscribed to my channel, please do so. I would appreciate it so much, y'all. You don't know. I really would. I'm trying to grow my channel, and I need some more subscribers, so I appreciate y'all. Thanks a lot. See you later.